Hey guys, this is John AGM again. Should be my second video. The first one, it wasn't that great, whatever. But this is my second video. Today I'm gonna just go ahead and get into some of the settlement stuff that we do here, Snyder. Hopefully I can post the first one. I don't know how well it went with that. So this might be, if I can't post that one, I'll probably drop this down to the fourth or fifth video because I want to have some other videos ahead of just talking about money. Even though that's what most of us hiring for, I want to get into a couple of videos where I show you the inside of the truck. It's a 2015 Cascadia. I'm leasing. Yes, I am leasing. I know most people say that's the stupidest thing you can do in the world, but I was at another company and I was leasing with them, but the truck was the worst truck I ever had in my life. 2011 Kenworth T660. It was I think I made $13,000 the time I was there and paid 16,000 and paid 16,000 in maintenance. That's ridiculous. But so I had to leave that. But so I needed, I wanted a new what I knew I wanted to be an owner operator still. I was planning on buying that truck. I was going to plan on leasing that truck and buying it in I think 2.5 years. But it was a piece of crap. So I couldn't go that route. So now I was at those basically at square one again. I still wanted to be an owner op. I was I've been driving for almost 4 years, but I've been a company driver. Before I was with that other company with the T660, I was a company driver for the rest of the time. So once I got that freedom, being an owner operator, independent contractor, I said no, I'll never go back to being a company driver. But so I went with Snyder. Now I played with Snyder before. Oh, by the way, with all these videos, you'll hear truth. I'm gonna tell you nothing but truth. Maybe some opinions. I'll let you know if it's my opinion, but you'll hear some honest stuff from me. Maybe all mistakes I've made, mistakes I'm still making. There's a lot more people that are better than me. There's a lot of people that are better drivers than me, doing it longer. Some people are gonna see this video and be like, "You're the stupidest person that ever existed." I don't care. I'll delete you. But I don't care. I'm just trying to help some people. Maybe if they're looking at trucking. This is the kind of videos I used to look for when I first started wanting to truck drive. My father's been a truck driver for 26 years, 26 plus years. My mother's actually has had her CDL. She was driving with him for a while. My brother is now a driver, but he's a trainer also. He's a driver trainer. And so we got a whole family. And honestly, here shortly you'll see some videos that are linked to my wife. She's actually in the process of taking her CDL testing. She's actually just trying to do her permit now, and then she'll be going to school here in a few months. So we're trying to have do our own thing. Me and my family trying to get our business together or whatever. But as far as companies, I've been to all the name brand companies, all the top companies, the major ones. I've been to all the major companies. Now I'm with Snyder, and it's the best one I've been to by far. I've heard a lot of bad things before I came over here. I heard Snyder was terrible back in the day. I don't know. I wasn't driving then. I was in the military. You know what I'm saying? I don't know what was going on back then, but I heard it was, they had a lot of problems. They was just giving people licenses, letting them drive all over the road and running into stuff, crashing. I don't know. But safety is their number one thing right now. Their CSA score is good, very good. I I barely ever get pulled into a scale. Like it's rare. Like I get pulled in a scale sometimes. Something might have happened because I get pulled in a scale like on a trip. I got pulled in 3 times, but I was empty the whole time. So I don't know what was going on. I don't know if something happened that weekend, or I might have passed the scale and didn't know I passed the scale. So they pulling me in. I don't know. But other than that, I never get pulled in scale, and I've been everywhere. All over the Midwest and East Coast. So I never get really pulled into a scale. So that's a good thing. I got a pre-pass and all that. But so with Snyder, it's probably the best company I've been to out of all. It is not probably. It's the best company I've been to by far from all the other ones. Not knocking the other ones. I don't have anything bad to say about those except for the one with the bad truck. That company, I don't know what's going on with that, but it was my first time being an owner operator. I was learning the ropes, and but whatever. But yeah, Swift. I was with Swift. I loved Swift. I was the I was on the home daily route from Eaton, Ohio to West Virginia, and that was good. Except for I was on the graveyard shift, and it was getting monotonous. So I was doing the same thing over and over. It was good home time, and you got 2 days off a week too. So I played ball the whole time. I love that, being able to come home and play basketball and all that stuff. But other than that, I just didn't like doing the same thing over and over. It's just like having a 9 to 5, and that's why a lot of people truck drive now, because they don't want to do the 9 to 5. I could never stand doing a 9 to 5. That just wasn't me. But so coming over here, becoming an owner operator, going to Green Bay, went to Green Bay, was there for till Thursday, from Monday to Thursday. On Thursday afternoon, you get to actually on Monday you get to see your truck. If you're owner operator, you get to see your truck the first day you're there. So it's like, oh, this is your truck. This is what it's awesome. And you can do what you want to it. If you want to add your own CD player or stuff like that, your own refrigerator, you can do that. They'll do it in the shop. They might charge you a little bit, but they'll do it before you even hit the road. Actually, Friday. By Friday, you'll have your first load booked. We was in class trying to book our first load on Wednesday after we found out how to do it. Everybody's looking. Like, I was looking for loads on Wednesday. As soon as we had break, I'm looking for loads. Like, okay, all right, this is the first one I'm gonna do. So yeah, I got down to Georgia, my first load, and everybody waited, and I think everybody waited till Monday, but I left on Friday morning. I don't know why they wanted to wait, because in class you're still using your clock in class, because you're in school, so it counts as you're on you're using your time or whatever. So I was like, I'll just start recapping. So I went down to Georgia, my first load or whatever. But it's been good. I usually stay over here in the Midwest. I get more into the areas of making money and stuff like that. But I'm from Ohio, Ohio. That's why I'm here in this hotel, because Dayton's on TV right now. The Flyers are playing in Columbus, so I had to take a little break. But I'm over here at Mohegan Sun. But and plus they comp me rooms pretty good. But I'm gonna go ahead and get into it. I'm trying to just make this maybe 10 minutes, so show you a little bit. I have to use my phone because I'm not all set up where I can do it where you can watch it, and I can I'm not all set up like that. So I'll just show you. But see if I can explain some of this here. But okay, let's see. All right, man. And you're not gonna see this. This is terrible. I got the glare. I'm gonna turn this crap off. How's that? That don't work. Okay, I might have to do this later. It's not bright because my phone's about to die. That's why. Yay! Okay, I'll see what I can do. Let's see. Even getting up there that close, not gonna work. Okay, I'm just gonna bring it down to it. I'll just explain it to you. I'm not lying. All right. Did a few loads. Cleveland to Raymond. Got paid pretty good for that load. Got paid $17.25 for that. Then Raymond to Shrewsbury, Maryland, which is like 70 miles. Got paid actually, yeah, it's about 70 miles, $177 for that. Shrewsbury, Maryland for Southern Virginia. It wasn't that much. I was just trying to get out of the East. I got paid $576 for that, and I think that was only it was 500 miles. So, and then Sutherland, VA to Grove City, Ohio. It's not going to get paid that much again, because I'm trying to get back to that area so I can go back. Trying to do a triangle type deal. But got paid $851.63 for that. Grove City, Ohio to Raymond, New Hampshire. I got paid $15.69 for that. Now, the total of miles that I ran for that week was 2,400. Now, okay. My ATBS 1099 was $64. ATBS is like our people to do all our paperwork and taxes and all that stuff, keep our stuff. So they did took out the 1099 for $64. Child support, 98.34. Yes, I do pay child support. I'm trying to be honest with you. Like I said, I pay child support $98.34 every week. Let me see. My fuel $409 for whatever, the March 11th, I guess. My other fuel $241. All right, now we got liability, $8. Physical damage $103. True North, $35. That's for, I cannot remember, but honestly can't. I even called them and said, "What is this?" But they told me, and I was like, "Oh yeah, I need that." So I can't remember what it was though. Physical damage buyback, $4. I did all my, I wanted all insurance since it was a brand new truck. Physical damage buyback $4. Bodily injury $395. Cargo $150. Loan gap insurance, what gap insurance, just like a car, $6.21. Like, I don't need all this stuff, but I'm gonna get it all, because I was only doing. That's the good thing. I was only doing 1 year lease for this company because I was still nervous about my last company. Everything happened with that, so I only did a 1 year lease. Yeah, I'm paying $50, at least $50 more than I would pay if I did a 3 year, lease. But I was only doing 1 year lease because I wanted to check them out, see how it goes. I didn't know nothing about the load boards, nothing about any of that stuff. But I'm not leaving until I start. Me and my brother, and until we start our own business, I'm not going anywhere. This is my home company from now on, forever. All right, so personal property $184. Vision. My wife needs glasses, so I had to get vision insurance, and she's actually about to go get those now. And dental, she's going to do her dental first, and then her vision. And I need to go back and get this cavity looked at. So yeah, I had to get all that stuff. What is that crap? Disability insurance $16. I need all this stuff. You might have this from somewhere else. So, but I just got some of this stuff. Disability insurance. Life insurance $9, $3 for the whole family, $9 and $3 for me and her to be on it. And accidental insurance $6. Base plates $31. You have to pay for your base plates. Toll charge back $3.50. They pay for all your tolls except for Ohio and one other place. But I'm from Ohio, so I usually I go up on 90 because going up 90 is a lot easier than going through 84. Sometimes 70. 70 is easy, but going through 84 and 76 to 84 and all that. 90, you go through the tolls, but there's no traffic. You're just driving. But you have to worry about sometimes that lake effect when it's winter time. The snow comes up there often. Okay, that's the toll. And then I did an advance. Yes, I did do an advance. I did an advance for $3.03 for $300. So it charged me $303. I did advance because I needed some money because I didn't work the week before really. I was driving, but it just didn't work out to where I was driving anything. I don't know what happened. I didn't really drive that much. Honestly, something about me, I like to go home. I like to spend time with my family. I don't do it often to not have any paychecks or nothing like that. But, at this time, it worked out to where this had to happen. But anyway, so, and then another fuel, $273, the other fuel, $268, and the other fuel, $99. So, and that total deductions is $2,830.57, and my total earnings were, I just seen it, my total gross earning was $4,996 for the week, for that first 1 week. And I didn't do nothing from Sunday and then I turned it in on Tuesday morning, because it was a long load. No, I started on Monday, which is the end of our week, and delivered like on Wednesday. So it was a regular week, not one that was coming from the previous week to this week. So you can do this. You don't get it all the time, but I'm just telling you can do this. It's not real hard. And I'm not going to tell you this is what you're going to average. They'll tell you that when you get on. That's not what you're going to average. But what they tell you is lower than what you will average, just so you know. Anyway, so minus my $300 of take back and my in my child support, which the child support is a variable, and so is that 300 that I took advance out. I would have had $2,400 and something dollars, but my net payment was $1972.05. Let me see if you can see that. I'm gonna try to make it big so nobody think I'm lying. Let's see if you can see that. I know it's backwards. 19,725. Okay, that's for one. That was for that week. And then I got pending items for the next week. It tells you what what you've done for the next week, and basically it's just fuel. So I just got the fuel for the next week, but I'm on the next week's trips, and I should get around 1,200 because I started up there, up north, and came back to Ohio, and then I came back, and then I went to Indiana and I picked something up. So, but the next week after that, I'm zeroing out. I pay an extra $100 every week, extra $100 on my truck payment every week. So, like I said, I like to go. I want to go home, but I want my truck payment to be covered too. So, I pay an extra $100 every week, and this is it takes 8 weeks for me to get a whole week off if I want it, but this one I'll have almost 2 weeks off because I'm zeroing out, and I'll drive some of the week for the next week that will cover my truck payment. So it'll be about a week and a half I'll take off at the house, and yeah. So I don't know what to say in this video. There's not much else to say in this video, but I just wanted to show you guys. There is, you can, it's a good company. You can make your money if you do your loads right. If you pay attention to your fuel. I know people do the fuel way better than I do. I'm nowhere near no top-notch fuel guy. I'm nowhere near top-notch guy that books loads. I know guys that average 1,000. There's guys that average $1,000 a day, but they have their, they know exactly where they're going every day. They pick it up from here, it delivers here, then goes right back to here, and then goes to here. Stuff like that. I don't do that. I don't know those routes yet. Maybe I'll learn them one day, but I do know in Ohio, I can run Ohio pretty much just surrounding areas and make very good money. I heard you can do the same thing in Texas and in Georgia. I looked at there, they have the same things. Some other places too, but I know where I'm at, I can make very good money. So I do stay in the Midwest a lot here, and even if it's, I'm used to the snow, so it don't really bother me. This whole season I've been down just twice for snow. Just twice. 2 times for this whole wet and wild, crazy snow season. I've been down twice. I had to stop twice. My truck didn't break down, but I had to, I was snowed in twice. And that was it. That's it. I usually look at the weather over where I'm going in that area, and I'll try to go up 90 if it's up there. If it's up on 90, I'll take 84 to 70. I'll go down lower and come around. So I got stuck twice where I wasn't paying attention to the radar, and I wasn't paying attention. So, and the money was was real good going over there. So, but yeah, let me reiterate. I did 2,400 miles, and I made 2,400 miles, and I made $2,400 basically, minus my advance I took and my child support. But that comes out every week, and I'm glad it does. So I don't have to worry about it because I'll be done. Forgot. Anyway. So yeah, if you got any questions, you want to ask me about Schneider or maybe some of the other companies I've been to, I'll let you know. I'm straight up tell you the truth. I'm not going to sugarcoat nothing. I'm not going to say, yeah, I will say like, yeah, it's good, but it's each person is different. I like Schneider. Some people hated it. Some people can't stand it. I don't know, but I don't talk to many owner operators that are doing the choice programs that don't like it. Actually, I haven't talked to one that doesn't like it. And I did get a hint from one guy that said, oh, how he asked me how I was doing. I was like, I'm doing, good. He's like, oh, okay, all right. So maybe he just didn't know how to do his fuel, or maybe he kept on running somewhere, stupid. I don't know, somewhere that you don't run it. Don't go there then, if you just, whatever. But I'm doing good. I mean, I'm doing okay. And I just like the company. I like they treat you with respect. Look, I don't talk to nobody on the phone unless I call them and say, hey, I was wondering about something, this and that, and this and that. That's it. Don't nobody call me and say, hey, we see that or are you going to call us to confirm? No. If it's on the load board, which I'll do in a video for the load board, but I won't give the prices that they're paying and all that just for. I don't know if I have permission to do that, so I'm not gonna do that. But I'll tell you if it's a good load or if it's that sucks. You don't want to stay away from those. But it's I don't even know what I was saying, but it's a very good company. I really like it, Snyder. So just get in contact, just message me or get in contact with me from this thing if you want more information on it. If you want to join the fleet, because my wife will be getting her stuff done. We'll link both of our things together and both our YouTube pages together and stuff like that. And and if you're a driver at Snyder, I got a Facebook page that just set up, Mr. I won't get on. I won't tell you this, but I've got a Facebook page, and once we verify that you are a Snyder driver or just a truck driver, not even a truck driver and stuff like that, you'll be able to come over to the page, and we'll have more information over there. Maybe some of the same videos, but a lot more different videos and other friends like that you can get in contact with. So it's not just about Snyder, it's not just about us. It's about truckers, So, but if you start, sending some stupid messages, disrespecting all the other crap, I'm just gonna delete you. You have your own opinion. You can say, hey man, your video is kind of whack. That's your own opinion. I'm like, hey, all right, thank you for the comment. I'm working on it. This is my first video I'm doing. I'm just gonna be here trying to help people. That's it. I'm not trying to, coax people to do stuff. I mean, I don't mind if you want to, join with Snyder. Hey, that's good. That's a bonus for me. You'll get a bonus, but that'll be a bonus for me too. But I'm not trying to do that. That's not why I'm here. But I hope you do. But so I'm just trying to give you facts. So if you do end up wanting to be here like I wanted to know more about Snyder. I didn't know nothing. And when I first started driving, I didn't know nothing about a truck. Like the inside of the new truck, the Cascadia. I wanted to know, I'm that kind of person. I want to know what it looks like inside. I want to know what how much space is in there. I want to know if I could put my microwave in there, if I can do that. So I'm gonna have videos where I'm show you the whole inside. I'll show you under the hood. It's dirty right now because I haven't got it washed yet. But I can show you some of those things. My wife will probably have more about some pre-trips and stuff, and then we'll link to some other guys that do their pre-trip, different, other stuff like the tire flat. This is what happened. You just call, like, had a tire flat last week. First time I ever had any problem. Called the number. Them dudes was there within 45 minutes, and that's all I had to do. I didn't have to worry about nothing else. Some companies, you got to jump through hoops. You got to, uppercut some, whatever. But that's it. Thank you guys watching Mr. Fit Trucking. So it's Mr. Fit Trucker. You guys are awesome. Hopefully, Lord willing, more videos to come. Peace out.